Okay, well, welcome everybody. My guest today is Gabrielle Rutten. Say hello to everybody, Gabrielle.
Hello, everybody.
Gabrielle comes to us from the Netherlands and Sweden and different places. She accompanies. She's our director of the Gary Craig official EFT training centers in the Dutch language. She's also an MD by background. And we have an interesting topic today. It's a fairly common one, by the way, that Gabrielle and I are going to discuss. And that's this. We deal a lot with specific events. But what happens if we don't really remember the details of a specific event? I mean, we know that the farther back a specific event is, the more foundational it's likely to be. But do you remember things that happened at age 2 or 3 or 4 or something like that? Do you remember all the details well? What happens if you can't remember them? And I've got an email here from someone who was basically told, because they don't remember this, by their sister about something that happened, and they hear it, and they go, "Oh," they get some intensity about that. Yet the only details they know are what the sister tells them that the sister remembers. They don't have all the details right. So can we still use our process on something where we don't remember the details? You have some thoughts, Gabrielle?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because I agree, this is something that happens fairly often, and I think it's interesting to discuss this because I see at least two possibilities, maybe even three. So, the first possibility is because if your sister tells you this and that gets you stressed or emotional, you have a sort of, specific event right there. What you can do is relive that moment, just be in the moment where your sister tells you what she's telling you, relive the moment and work with unseen therapists on all the emotions that come up, all the stress, the emotions that come up.
Yeah, you mean with the emotions you're getting while your sister tells you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, the sister may have told you last month. Okay. So do we then go back to last month and remember, oh, well, I remember the sister telling me, like my heart started pounding a little bit and, I started to get
Yes.
intense. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, but not going back in the sense that you know it's in the past and you start thinking about it. I want to stress that you need to close your eyes, step into the you're with your sister or you're with your sister on the phone. You need to relive the moment as if it's happening now.
Yeah.
Pretend it's happening right now. That is very important because that's the only way to really, activate whatever stress is going on. So you need to pretend that moment, even though it's a month ago, is happening right now. Close your eyes, relive the moment.
Now, it's a practical matter. The sister who's telling us the event probably, I mean, I don't know how old the people are in this letter, but 30s, 40s, 50s, something like that. Probably it's so long ago, not even the sister remembers the details well. Okay. Um, so, it's been my experience that we really don't have to have the details absolutely accurate because it's the emotional response we're going after. So you can even make up, if you want, some details, but it's the response that we're after.
Yes.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we need to have the sister to give us the exact details. There's enough in what the sister says to get us going, and that's what we can aim at.
You work with what you have. So however much that the sister can go into detail, just use that. But if it's not very detailed, use whatever you have.
Mhm.
That's option number one. Just anchor to the moment where your sister tells you what was happening.
Sure.
So the second option would be that you reconstruct, you imagine being whatever age it was, 3, 4, 2, I don't know, going through something like that. And then you could sort of come up with details. The reason why that works is because it comes from your memory. Subconsciously, it comes from your memory. You probably still know somehow, what the house looked like, or how your parents looked way back then, or your siblings, or whatever else, or what the living room still looked like. So you make up you reconstruct the memory. So here's the tip I want to give: don't change it every round you do with the meditation with unseen therapist. Choose an exact moment, make it up, reconstruct it, and keep that the same. It needs to be the same, not change it every time. So, I'm in the living room, no, I'm in the kitchen, no, I'm in the corridor. Keep it the same so that you can really test, because you probably need to do several rounds until you're completely calm and at peace within this memory. Test it again by stepping into the moment as if you're there, even though you're making it up.
Yeah. But we're aiming at the emotional response. That's what's important.
Yes.
Not that the details are absolutely accurate. It's the emotional response, because that we can shift and nicely if we're aiming properly.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
And again, I mean, the more details you do know, they can be, they are the triggers. So work with whatever you do know. Fill it up, reconstruct wherever you do. The other option that might be possible is this was your sister telling you what was happening. Maybe you have a chance to either ask one of your parents or another sibling, for example, depending a bit on what was happening back then. So get somebody else to tell you what they remember of what was going on there. And again, see whether you react emotionally to them recounting the story, and then again use that as a specific moment.
Sure.
That would be the third option.
Yeah, let me just add a little bit more to. I'm going to give a hypothetical here, just so we can complete this. Let's just say that the sister is telling the person writing this letter that it's an uncle who molested the person writing this. Okay? You don't have any recollection of it whatsoever. You even like the uncle, in current time and all of this. So, but just being told about it gives this to you. So it's one thing to aim at it as you were being told about it. It's another thing I'm thinking, this is what I want to explore, is to then in your imagination go back in time, and even though you don't remember it happening, imagine in graphic ways what this molestation or abuse may have been like. And even though the details may not be there, the emotional, that, no, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can get even, I'm guessing, even more emotional response, because that response has a cause someplace, and you've triggered it somehow, even though you made up the details. Thoughts on that?
I agree, yes, definitely. And I would also like to add that even though you seemingly are, liking this uncle, you might still want to check whether there's other situations in relation to this uncle that do give you stress. I would tackle those also, because that would just be another way of working on this particular person doing something. So just check whether other situations bring about this emotions too.
Okay, good. Okay. Anything else you want to add before we sign off?
No, I think we covered the options
All
one
right.
has here.
Very nice. So thank you so much. And to everybody listening in, I hope that was helpful. We will see you next time.